Good morning. I'm Phil Fleischman, Director of your Parks and Recreation Department, the Town of Chapel Hill Parks and Recreation. I'd like to welcome everyone present for this celebration of our newest Greenway enhancements here at the Bolin Creek Trail, and I'd also like to welcome our viewers online as a part of our National Trails Day celebration. In Chapel Hill, we are very fortunate to have a wonderful trail network due to the hard work and steadfast commitment of the town's elected and appointed officials and staff through the years. Specifically, the town maintains over 9 miles of paved greenways and side paths and another 5.7 miles of unpaved trails. These improvements represent a significant milestone for the Chapel Hill Trail Network, as they've been identified as a need for many years. So, what are we celebrating today? There are some specific enhancements here at the Bolin Creek Trail. One is the 500-foot connector beneath Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, which allows for trail users to continue on the trail and not have to go up to the road and busy intersection to cross. The enhancements also that were also completed include replacement of the wooden decking and railing on 2 bridges on the trail and concrete path replacement in some areas. And we're standing on some of those areas right here now. Landscaping enhancements, grading, drainage improvements, and retaining walls that you see here are also a part of this project. And then finally, some fantastic new murals, which serve as the backdrop for our ceremony today, around the new connector and on sewer pipes here at the trail, that were completed by artist Jay Masulo and in collaboration with the town's Community Arts and Culture Office and Chapel Hill High School students. We're really excited to have public art included as a part of this project. There are some additional future planned improvements. We'll be adding a center stripe to portions of the Greenway in order to promote a safer experience for bicyclists and pedestrians, and we'll be increasing the number and quality of benches and trash cans along the trail. Now, to share more about the significance of this project, you'll hear from a series of speakers during this program. Chapel Hill Mayor Pam Heminger and the Chair of the Parks, Greenways, and Recreation Commission, Renuka Saul. I now have the honor of introducing Chapel Hill Mayor Pam Heminger.
Thank you and good morning. It is so exciting to be here, and I'm so glad so many of you could join us. We have some very dedicated Parks and Rec and tree people with us here. You'll hear from a few of them. We have dedicated staff who've worked tirelessly on this project, and we have elected officials who are so excited to see this come into fruition. I personally can tell you how exciting this is. Over 20 years ago, I chaired the Bolin Creek Greenway, thinking that this piece was never really going to happen. It was a pipe dream. We weren't sure how to make it work. How do you go under a busy road with a creek, something that is 500 feet long? How do you connect the two pieces together? But if anything can show you what determination and dedication can do, this is it. In Chapel Hill, we really value our green spaces, getting outdoors. We are proponents of taking climate action. We want people to use alternative modes of transportation. We want them to be healthy. We want them outdoors. So this greenway connecting many parts of the town together is one of those opportunities to bring that all together and to include art, the green spaces, this ability to meet other folks along here, to walk your dog, to ride your bike, and to get to where you need to go. The voters approved a bond in 2015 that allowed us to complete this project, yet it took us a while longer to make it a reality. And today I can say it's a reality that will be here for generations to come. If you're ever out here on a weekend, you can see so many people. It's like a people highway out here. It's a lot of fun. And I'm just so proud to have been part of this as it comes its full circle and the connectivity has been made. So bravo to the town staff. I know there's some members who worked on it for a long time, and some of them who are retired even from here. I remember Bill Webster talking about it in our meetings when we talked about these things, saying, someday. Well, that someday is today. We are here, and thank you to everyone who made it possible. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the chair of our Parks and Rec Commission, Renuka Saul. Come on up.
The Parks, Greenways, and Recreation Commission is very excited about these enhancements that have just been completed. It just makes for a much better trail experience. If you're interested in trail enhancements or trail connectivity, I would suggest connecting with the town's advisory boards that work on this, the Parks, Greenways, and Recreation Commission, and the Transportation and Connectivity Advisory Board. The mayor and town council have been very supportive of this project since its inception, and the Parks, Greenways, and Recreation Commission is very appreciative of this support. This celebration kicks off the town's activities for National Trails Day, which is celebrated nationwide on the first Saturday of June of every year. You can check out the different activities that are scheduled by looking at the Parks and Recreation Department's website at www.chapelhillparks.org. Now I'm going to turn it back over to Phil for some closing remarks and for initiating the ribbon cutting ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you. For our online viewers, included in this program is a video of Bill Webster, the town's longtime planning manager for Parks and Recreation who recently retired. Bill will share a brief history of the trail. Together with supportive town leadership, Bill's nearly 40 years of commitment to the town's parks and trail network resulted in the creation and improvement of many beautiful and impactful spaces such as this that we're celebrating today.
My name is Bill Webster. Until my retirement in 2020, I was the town's planner and project manager for the town's Greenway system, including the Bolin Creek Trail. And I'm thrilled to be here today for the opening of this segment of the trail. It's only 550 feet, but it's part of a much larger project that someday, when it's complete, will link the entire town of Chapel Hill from the southeast corner to the northwest corner of the town. And this part of the trail that we're dedicating today is actually part of a phase that we knew when we started planning this back in the 1980s would be the most difficult and challenging section of trail in the entire town. We knew it was going to be the most expensive, it's going to have the largest environmental issues, the permitting issues, on and on and on. But we appreciated that everyone supported this project. Even though the challenges were incredible, we knew that when it was finished, this section of the trail would become the linchpin for the entire trail system. So the section behind me, from the area that we're dedicating today all the way to Umstead Park, goes through a narrow gorge. And that section, it took forever, but it's done, and now it's probably the most beautiful section of the town's Greenway system, and not only the most beautiful, but the most important, because it links the downtown to the rest of the trail system, and it makes it a very, very special place. We knew that people had envisioned this as far back as the 1960s. We know there were some easements that were put in place then, but it wasn't until the 1980s that our Greenways Commission and our town council embraced this idea. And even though we knew it was going to be difficult, we had all the support we needed from past councils, past advisory boards, from staff, other agencies. All these people had the vision to proceed with this project. And we're so glad that they did, because now we have a trail system that provides the foundation for all the future work that we're going to do. And from this day forward, we can move west, we can move south, and we can extend that system. And again, congratulations to everybody who was involved in this. I'm proud to be part of it, and I hope that our trail system moves forward as quickly as possible. Thank you, everybody.
We would like to acknowledge and thank town staff who were involved in this project, specifically Parks and Recreation Planning and Maintenance staff, Transportation Planning staff, Sustainability staff, Stormwater and Community Arts and Culture staff. Without their support, this project would not have been possible. We'd like to acknowledge and thank the contractors involved in designing and doing this work, specifically Clint and Marianne Roberson, and Ivan Tello of S&C Construction, and Grayson Bauer and Walt Havener of Surface 178. Thank you. Finally, we'd like to thank the Mayor and Town Council for their commitment to and support to the town's town spaces such as parks and recreational spaces. Additionally, our advisory boards, we couldn't do it without you. The Parks, Recreation, and Greenways Commission, the Transportation and Connectivity Advisory Board, and the Cultural Arts Commission have all been strong supporters of this project. Several of these board members are present this morning, and we thank you for being here. Councilmember Ryan, we very much appreciate you being here this morning as well. Parks and Recreation is fortunate to have the support of a strong nonprofit organization, the Friends of Chapel Hill Parks and Recreation. If you like Chapel Hill's parks, greenways, and programs, if you support them or want to support them, we would encourage you to connect with the Friends of Chapel Hill Parks and Recreation. Neil Bench is here this morning representing our Friends organization, and would be a great person for you to connect with. They are a partner in this year's National Trails Day activities, as is another impactful nonprofit, Girls on the Run Triangle Chapter. As Ms. Saul mentioned, you can read more about what's planned for National Trails Day online. Once again, to those of you here this morning, thank you for your support. Thank you for coming out. This concludes our formal program with remarks. Now we'd like to ask all elected officials and advisory board members to join us over here to my right, to your left, in the area with the ribbon so that we can officially cut the ribbon for these improvements. Thank you.
1,